touch it.
And Romans chapter 12 we're going to be, if you want to turn there. And this morning, Romans chapter 12. I told Byron this morning at sunrise that I felt like somebody in the church needed this message. The Lord laid on my heart. And I've never been one to really push somebody as to, the Lord telling them something. I believe the Lord will find a way to get His point across to people. But I do feel like somebody in the church needs it this morning. I don't know who it is, and I don't want to know who it is. To be honest with you, it's none of my business. But the Lord will take this, and He'll give it to who He wants to have it. Romans chapter 12, verse 2. We're just going to read one verse, and you're hearing this morning. May read two, the Lord being our helper. The Bible says, Romans 12:2. Be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that you may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God. And I've never been one this morning to really mix social media and my messages, so to speak. I'm going to use a thought that I seen off Facebook this morning, and really that's how the Lord showed me this message this morning, was a thought I seen. Y'all may have all seen it too, but it was talking about a frog. You take a frog in a pan of water, you can set it on the stove and turn the stove on high. And as the water in the pan gets hotter, the frog will adjust its internal body temperature to adapt to the water until it gets to a certain point. Then the frog can no longer raise its internal body temperature any higher, so its mind tells it to jump out of the hot water before it dies. So it tries to jump out, but it can't because its muscles don't work, because it's already adapted its body temperature too high. So it just sits there in a pot of water and just burns and dies.
Bless you, Lord.
And I begin to think about us this morning. I just don't want to focus on Christians. I just want to focus on the human race in general this morning. How we try to conform ourselves to what's around us. And we try to adapt our minds and our bodies and our attitudes to everything going on in the world around us today. And there's a lot of bad stuff going on in the world around us. And another thing about the frog is if you got the water hot before you put the frog in it, as soon as it touched it, it would jump back out. But as long as it gradually gets worse, he has no way to know to get out because he thinks he can adapt. And the world is not going to get you bad that all of a sudden to you. The devil's going to use little things at a time to make you conform to the world here and conform to the world there to get you to a point. And eventually you can get to the point like the frog, your body's going to tell you to get out. It's time for me to get out of this. But for so many people, it's too late. It's like the frog. It's too late to get out. We've adapted ourselves too much. We've denied Jesus too much this morning. And we're time to get out. And you talk about when you get saved, old things pass away and all things become new. And I believe it was at work I heard two guys talking, and I don't remember the actual subject, but they was talking about that. And I assumed one guy was lost because he asked this question. He said, if I get saved, he said, you're telling me I have to quit everything I'm doing now and start over again. And the guy told him, made a really good point. I never heard it put this way, but I thought it was a really good point. And he used the subject of riding motorcycles. I think that's what he used. Don't hold me to that. But he said, if you've got a motorcycle and you enjoy riding motorcycles, and God gives you the financial ability and the desire to do it, and you ride the motorcycle through the countryside, seeing the creation God made, there's nothing wrong with that. He said, but now you flip it, and you go to riding a motorcycle for the motorcycle gang, going to the bars on Saturday nights and beating up other gang members just because. He said, now riding a motorcycle is bad. A lot of the times it's not the actual thing that's bad. It's the who, what, when, where, why that makes it bad. And we have to be careful this morning because as Christians and as lost people too, we don't want to change. But if you'll think about it, and he told the guy, he said, I'm not going to tell you God is or is not going to make you quit riding motorcycles when you get saved. That's not my choice to decide. He said, God may very well use that motorcycle riding as a tool for you to witness with Him if you get saved and you enjoy doing it this morning. And God can take some of the worst things you've done, and He can turn it around and give it and make it the best thing, use it as a witnessing tool for you this morning. And that's all I had this morning. I'm going to close with a thought or a question, so to speak. I want you to think about this morning. There's going to come a time in your life, everybody's life, you're going to have to make a choice.
Yes, sir.
And you're going to have two choices. And I hope and pray everybody makes the first choice, but the Bible tells us there's going to be some that don't. And the first choice is you accept Jesus Christ as your personal Lord and Savior this morning, and you get the chance to live with Him in heaven for eternity when He calls you home. And the second choice you have is you're going to keep adapting yourself to your surroundings. You're going to deny Jesus. You're going to keep trying to fit in with what's going on. There's going to come a time that's going to be too late. You know, you're going to can't adapt yourself no more. You're going to say, well, it's time for me to get out of this. But just like the frog, if you wait too long, you're going to burn for eternity in a place called hell. There's a lot of people that don't like to touch on that subject, and there's a lot of preachers today that will preach about how good heaven is, and it is this morning. But a lot of them don't want to preach about how bad hell is this morning. Hell is just as real as heaven is this morning.
Amen.
You know, and I want to beg. I'm not one to beg, for nothing, but this morning, if you're here and the Lord's knocking at your heart, or maybe you've been saved and you got away from Him this morning, don't leave this morning until you make the right choice. Don't leave until you make that first choice. And I promise you, if there was something I could do, or some monetary value I could put up, or any action I could take that would save you, I promise nobody would leave this house lost this morning.
Amen.
But there's nothing I can do for you. I can pray for you and I can pray with you. But getting saved, got to be a personal relationship between you and God this morning. And I just want to tell you, don't leave this morning without making it right. And you don't have to take my word for those about the choices. If you don't want to take my word for it, you flip to John 3:16 for one, and you flip to Revelations 20:15 and read the other one. I'll flip over and read Revelations for you real quick.
Touch Him, Lord.
Revelations 20:15 clearly states, whosoever was not found written in the book of life was cast into the lake of fire this morning. And if you're not saved, your name's not written in the Lamb's book of life. I don't care how much money you put in the offering plate. I don't care how many good deeds you've done. Don't care how many people you've talked to. The only way to get your name in that book of life is be saved this morning. Make that first choice and accept Jesus. And if you don't, you're going to burn forever in a place called hell this morning. Brother Byron's all I got.